In this video, we'll talk about the parallel axis theorem. And we have chosen a system of a sphere. This is a solid sphere and a rod. The solid sphere and the rod are joined together, but we have the different situations here. In the first situation, the entire system, the solid sphere and the rod, is rotating about this axis here. This is the axis of rotation. In the second case, it is rotating about this axis of rotation. And in the third case, this is the axis of rotation. So let me write down here. This is the axis of rotation. Okay. Now we need to find out the moment of inertia in each cases. The moment of inertia would be different because it depends, the moment of inertia depends how the masses are distributed with respect to the axis of rotation. And you can clearly see here, in this particular case, from this is the axis of rotation, the masses are distributed far from the axis of rotation. So you can get sort of feeling that the moment of inertia would be greater in this case. But in order to get a number, the quantity, the amount, we have to do all the mathematical process. Let's get into this one. So we'll start with this case here, the case 1. And again, in order to solve this kind of combined moment of inertia of two systems, we'll use the parallel axis theorem. And I'll explain what the parallel axis theorem is. The parallel axis theorem tells you, so let's start with the sphere first. So here I'm just case 1 and a sphere. For the sphere, and the axis of rotation is right here. So what does the parallel axis theorem tell you? The parallel axis theorem tells you the moment of inertia is equal to the moment of inertia passing through the center of mass plus the mass times the distance square. Or in other words, so here you have a sphere. What is the center of mass of the sphere? Of course, this passes through this line here. So what is asking you to do, first find out the moment of inertia of this sphere through the center of mass. Now, plus then you have to add this term, the mass of the sphere times this distance, the distance between the center of mass and the axis of rotation. That's what the parallel axis theorem tells you. Okay, first you have to find out the moment of inertia through the center of mass plus the mass of the sphere times the distance between the axis of rotation and the center of mass. So what is the distance? The length of the rod. The length of the rod is from this point to this point, which is L. And this is the radius. So the total distance is L plus R. So we have now calculated this part here, the moment of inertia. The MS stands for the mass of the sphere. That's what it is, mass of the sphere, and D is L plus R. The moment of inertia of a sphere about the center of mass is 2 over 5 ms r square. So you have to keep this one in mind, or you have to memorize this one. Okay, or you can find this one in any book, or you can look into my other videos to see how to get the moment of inertia of a sphere about the center of mass. Okay, so this is the given, and now we just calculated ms, and D is this distance L plus R. So now life is a lot easier now. 2 or 5, what is the mass of the sphere? The mass of the sphere is given. The mass of the sphere is 10 kilogram. So 10 kilogram. The radius of the sphere is 0.5 meter. So just plugging all the values, 0.5 meter. Again, the mass of the sphere is 10 kilogram. The L, the length of the rod, this is the length of the rod, which is 2 meter, and the radius is 0.5. So this is just all the numbers now. So if you do the math or use the calculator, you'll get 63.5. So again, remember, this is just the moment of inertia of the sphere about this axis of rotation. Okay, so it is rotating this way. So in half rotation, the sphere will be here. So that's the axis of rotation. Now let's again calculate the moment of inertia of the rod now, of this rod about this axis of rotation. So this is the rod and this is the axis of rotation. Let me recall you again the parallel axis theorem. What is the parallel axis theorem? Tell you, first you need to find out the moment of inertia through the center of mass about the axis of rotation through the center of mass. The cm stands for the center of mass. Second, the mass of the rod times the d, the distance between the axis of rotation and the center of mass. The d is again the distance between center of mass and axis of rotation. Okay. So in this case, the distance is L over 2. The total length is L and it's a homogeneous rod. So the center of mass will lie exactly halfway. So this distance will be L over 2. And now remember, the moment of inertia of a rod about its center of mass is given by this formula. So you have to memorize this one, or you have to keep in mind, you have to remember this one. Now if you solve these two expressions, what you get is this expression here. Now this is the moment of inertia of the rod about this axis of rotation. Now just plug in all the values now. 1 over 3, the mass of the rod is 5 kilogram, the length is 2 meter. So if you solve it, you'll get 6.67. So the total moment of inertia of this sphere and the rod together, or the moment of inertia for this particular case, will be now this number plus this number, or the moment of inertia of the sphere plus moment of inertia of the rod. And I got this number, 70.2 kilogram meter square, or square meter. Now let's calculate for the second case here. In this case, the axis of rotation is about here at the edge of the sphere. So first we'll again calculate for the sphere. Again, what are we going to do? It's again not passing through the center of mass. So remember to use the parallel axis theorem if it is not passing through the center of mass. So what is the parallel axis theorem tell you? First, you have to find the moment of inertia through the center of mass, plus you have to add this term, and this is the mass of the sphere, and d is the distance between axis of rotation and the center of mass, which is r. In this case, d is exactly equal to r. And what is the moment of inertia of a sphere through center of mass? 5 over ms r square. So you have to again memorize these things, which is exactly this thing here, ms r square. If you add them together, you'll get 7 over 5 ms r square. Plug in all the numbers. The mass is 10, the radius is 0.5. If you solve it, you'll get 3.5. Compared to, you see now the differences here. If the axis of rotation is at this point, the moment of inertia is 63.5. And if the moment of inertia is here, you'll get 3.5. There's a whole difference. Now let's calculate the moment of inertia about this end. So between this case and this case, there's no difference at all. So here we have calculated about this end. Now here we're calculating about this end, which is exactly the same. So we'll again get the same value, 6.67. It's exactly as case A. So now the total moment of inertia for this particular case, where the axis of rotation is here, what are we going to do now? We're going to add these two numbers together, 3.5 and 6.67, and the total moment of inertia would be a sphere plus rod would be 10.17, which is about 7 times smaller than the previous number. Now we're going to calculate the moment of inertia passing through the center of mass of the sphere, or about this axis. Let's do it. That's the case third. So in this case, as the axis of rotation is passing through the center of mass, so it will have only one term here, because in this case d is 0. Even if you use the parallel axis theorem, this axis theorem, the d will be 0. Why? Because the distance between the center of mass and the axis of rotation is 0. So we'll have only one term here, 2/5 ms r squared, and we already have calculated this term. 2/5 ms r squared, this term gives you 1. So we'll have 1. And this makes sense because the moment of inertia in this case would be smaller than this case here. In this case it was 3.5 and we get 1. Now let's calculate the moment of inertia for the rod about the center of mass through the sphere. So in this case, we're going to use the parallel axis theorem, which tells you the moment of inertia through the center of mass plus mr d squared. So the moment of inertia of the rod through the center of mass is this ICM, and the d is the distance between the center of mass and about the axis of rotation. And what is this length here? This length is L/2, because this total length is L. From this end to this end is L, and this is the center of mass, and as the rod is homogeneous, this length is L/2, and this is the radius of the sphere. So the total length or the distance will be L/2 plus r. So again, the center of mass of homogeneous rod through its center of mass is 1/12 m r L squared. So you have to keep this in mind. You have to memorize this one. And now for this part, mr, the d is L/2 plus r squared. And plug in all the values. 1/2, the mass of the rod is 5, L is 2, mr is again 5, L is 2/2 plus r is 0.5. And if you do the math, what you get is 12.92. And this is greater than this number, which makes sense because in this case, the axis of rotation was at one end, but now in this case, the axis of rotation is further. So the moment of inertia has increased. So the total moment of inertia in this case would be this number plus this number, and together this is 13.92. What you can see here, the moment of inertia is greatest in this case, which makes sense because the mass distribution, more mass is distributed about this axis of rotation, and the moment of inertia is the smallest for this case. Okay, so this is how you calculate the moment of inertia of a combined system of a 2 or more system using parallel axis theorem. If you have any questions, write down your questions in the comment section below, or if you want me to make a video of a moment of inertia for finding out the moment of inertia of a different system, write down in the questions in the comment section below. And at the end, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe the channel. Thank you very much.